And then finally, a letter arrived. One morning, my hands were trembling so much I almost ripped the envelope open. Dear Draella, my delegation has been extended, and my duties have grown. I'm far too busy now to keep up with our correspondence. I hope you understand and wish you well, Prince Henry. I read it 3 times, as if expecting other words to magically appear the more I stared at the paper. But that was it, just this cold, impersonal letter after all these months. I told myself he was busy with big, important things. It had been almost a year since he left. People can change, right? It's not like he ever said he loved me or promised me anything, so I decided to move on with dignity and grace. I found great comfort in pastries and gained a lot of weight. I even considered becoming a nun, but then I remembered nuns aren't allowed to curse, so I went to the village witch and said a friend was asking about ways to hex a prince. I started writing a vicious breakup letter to Henry, but then realized you can't break up with someone you were never technically with, so I ate more pastries. Then I started running at dawn, lost all the weight, and used Cinderella's ridiculously good skin and hair products so he'd choke on his regret the next time he laid eyes on me, but no matter what I did, it didn't dull the ache of missing someone who didn't miss me back anymore. Months passed since that last letter, and I had picked myself up and moved on, so I wasn't expecting my stomach to lurch when an official invitation arrived from the palace, announcing a grand ball in honor of the prince's return. Great, other people could honor him. I wasn't going. Besides, Anastasia was terrified of dancing, and Mother wouldn't be up for it either. Over the past few months, she'd grown weak and tired. I'd asked a couple of doctors to examine her, but they had no answers. Cinderella had been on top of her care, of course, always fluffing her pillows and making her special herbal teas. The thought crossed my mind more than once. What exactly was she putting in those concoctions? I didn't think she was beyond slowly poisoning a woman for her inheritance. I threw the invitation in the trash, but later, Cinderella came into the living room, clutching it to her chest. You're invited to a royal ball. Can you believe it? I've never been to a proper ball or worn a ball gown, and I've never seen the palace. I know I'm not invited, but maybe I could go if you could take me with you. Yeah, no, we're not going. Royal balls are dull. Take our invitation and go, love. I'll arrange a carriage for you. You deserve to have some fun. Yeah, there was no cute fairy swishing a wand and going bibidi-bobidi-boo. Just my own mother handing Cinderella one of her finest gowns, a string of expensive pearls, and some money to buy shoes, because naturally, Cinderella's feet were impossibly tiny and delicate, and she couldn't borrow shoes from us ogres. And off went Cinderella, looking like a vision. Since she was finally out of the house for a few hours, there was no way I wasn't going to snoop through her room, which was, as I suspected, disgustingly perfect, no speck of dust, everything arranged with military precision. Psychopath. I rifled through her drawers, opened her wardrobe, peered under the bed. I didn't find a secret stash of poisons or a diary confessing to slow murder. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for, and I was beginning to feel stupid. Just as I turned to leave, my elbow bumped into a picture frame on her vanity, knocking it to the floor. I cursed under my breath as I picked it up. Luckily, nothing was broken, and the picture had just come out. As I was placing it back in, something slipped out, a folded piece of paper tucked away carefully. When I opened it, I recognized the handwriting instantly. I would have known it anywhere. Dearest Draella, forgive my silence. A sudden strange illness struck me, leaving me bedridden for months as the court kept it secret. Though I've recovered, my vision is permanently damaged, and doctors fear it will keep worsening until I lose it completely. Before that happens, I need to tell you that I'm in love with you. I'm not the man you deserve, but if you could ever imagine a future with me, one where I will not have my sight, but you will have all my heart, I would ask you to marry me. Yours always, Just Henry. I read it again and again. My knees gave out, and I sank to the floor. He had loved me. He had wanted to marry me. He had needed me when he got such terrible news, and I'd never even known. I'd spent all this time thinking he'd forgotten me so easily, but it wasn't true, none of it was true. But Cinderella had known. How had she gotten this letter? Had she stolen it before it reached me? Did she intercept others too? Did Henry get mine? A broken sound escaped my throat. I wasn't crazy or paranoid. I'd been right about her all along. Suddenly, the sound of the front door opening snapped me back to reality. Cinderella had returned from the ball. I rose to my feet, pure rage surging through my veins. She'd taken everything from me, but this time she wasn't getting away with it. I ran downstairs and found Cinderella by the fireplace, humming softly. I lunged towards her and grabbed her hair. Oh my God, what are you doing? I shoved the letter in her face. Why do you have this? What did you do? What did you say to him? Her blue eyes went wide, then slowly, she smiled. Before I could react, she grabbed the letter from me and flung it into the fire. What letter? I saw red as I screamed and tried to yank her hair from her skull. She managed to pull away from me, but I grabbed her dress, tearing away the silk. She shoved me, and I stumbled back as I ripped the pearls from her throat. Mother and Anastasia came running in at the noise. What is happening? She's attacking me. She's gone mad. Get her out of here. I swear I will kill her if you don't. You don't know what she's done. She stole him from me. What? Who are you talking about? Henry, the crown prince. We were in love. He wanted to marry me. Mother and Anastasia just stared at me like I was speaking a foreign language. She's crazy and jealous. She's always hated me. Draella, you've lost your mind, and you're scaring us. No, I'm not crazy. I'll prove it. I tore up the stairs, running to my room. I flung open the chest under my bed where I'd kept all our letters. They were gone, all of them. I stumbled back down the stairs, half mad with grief and rage. I charged at Cinderella again, but Mother blocked my path and shielded her.